Dignitas' hands. They're so close to the finish line. And here we are on the pistol round.
Yeah, Fnatic on the CT side start, Harry, so you get your dream, you get what you wanted. Dig now getting to direct the pace of this matchup, at least to begin. I'm sure there's many, many overtimes in the future where we can see even more of this madness, but let's at least get through regulation before we do so. Fast cat play. friberg is up and about, and Crims is going to get pushed towards the spawn. Oh dear, nice shot on the friberg cross. Goes back to long, and he's got JW alongside him as well. Get Right is late lurking this position, but right now his entire team are falling like flies. The bomb plant may be allowed for the catwalk, but Fnatic, they have an inkling, and Crims also take the fight to him. They won't expect a second player, you would think, and JW trades it. All well and good for Fnatic. The flashbang sets him up towards catwalk, and there's a double flash that exists, does burst someone with. Halzerg trading, and things are getting messy, but Fnatic will secure that pistol round. Woo. Quite the start to this game, though. I'm already excited.
Is JW going just to BM? Yeah, I thought that was the case. He got off the defuse, and it's like Flusher has a kit, so they could do it, right? And it makes sense in that POV, but that is just for JW. Oh, to go and BM Halzerg. I love it. Let's keep this heat turned up. Halzerg versus JW. Who knew that that would be the rivalry that we get today?
Surprise.
I absolutely love it.
JW's like, you're not a Swede. What are you doing here?
Well,
Get him out.
I guess.
Yeah, those ragdolls can be different. Well, it looked like he was shooting with his hand in the, server. The replay shows otherwise. Body on the ground, face in the floor.
Message there regardless.
Yeah, I think they worked it out. I think they knew what he was trying to convey with the bullet shots, but...
Why is this guy just shooting the ground way over there? Anyway, the message is clear. Fnatic and Dig. This one, I don't think would be getting too personal, but it's definitely heating up. The buffer is running out. And a little bit of the scrappiness from Dig. They're going to have some weapons go right out of mid doors. No one has spotted them yet. In fact, no one's even really aware that that's a possibility. Golden now has realized that error. He's going to drop a Molotov. He knows that they could be out. They're going to run out and pretty much Zerg rush Golden right into oblivion.
Brolin alone, and SMG is not the fight you want to take towards middle versus those AKs. He will get a quick work of an example. And only one kill coming through for Fnatic in this round. They're still getting lurked on Cat as well. Get Right can come in late and really be a problem for Fnatic if they want to look at this retake. And the fact they're hanging around so long surprises me. But they know that this is a force for Dig. They know they shouldn't have a lot to play with. No armor on Get Right. How's it going to scout? It's worth peering into, poking and prodding. JW does both, and he will find Halzerg in the sight. Knows there's a player at the back as well. Get Right on this late drop. It's being held. Flusher is very aware, and he's found himself a 2-on-2, but the time ticking out of the hands of Fnatic. Kills need to come through, and JW almost has them all. friberg trading, and I think he's won the round just by staying alive. 3 to his name. He knows Flusher's off it, and he can try and chase the kill as well. Man. 1 HP the difference. Even if Flusher doesn't die to the bomb, which he will, it's going to be a round for Dig regardless. Great work from friberg, and I think, was it Flusher running away? Thinks that friberg's hanging around. That's not the case.
Yeah, he knows he was dead to bomb anyway, right? So I think he just wanted to try and get that one kill onto old mate friberg, and obviously friberg has gotten the hell out of there. Didn't want to hang around when that bomb was exploding, and we learn why. Flusher falls in amongst the explosion. And that there has left Fnatic in with a 4-spy here, as these 4-spy wars start on Dust 2. We wanted a close third map, and we are delivering just 3 rounds into play.
And I would have to say that's probably ultimately due to most of the chat spamming a bass to help Dignitas or something like that. Anyway, Flusher, though, he has nothing to say about these copy passes. He wants nothing to do with any of it. He's going to be holding the line, but Exist has such a tighter angle. That's going to be 2 big kills for him. Krim's trying to hold on to the control of this B site, but it's gone. They have no vision there anymore. And just JW with a deagle. 1v2 against Get Right and Forest. The bomb is down. And it's not down far from him. His play there is to go through the smoke, and, well, that proves to be a fatal one.
Yeah, good decision for Dignitas there, right? They just stop in their tracks. They know the bomb's been dropped. They know he's likely going to make a hero play in the 1-on-2, and they just hold the smoke. Yeah, offers up to them.
Yeah, some big Dig energy here.
Yeah, that's what you like, the BDE in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fnatic Eco, though. Just a smoke for the cross, but nothing really going behind it. They're heavy towards the A site instead. So Exist taking his spawn with the Mac 10. And they're actually not going to peer the corner. They're going to wait for contact. They'll get it. Exist sees one on the car. Or more than he bargained for on this A site. And dinks through the wall. Finally, one will do damage. Freiburg takes the kill. But Dig actually didn't spot all those players. They know there's more. Get Right's going to start to clean house.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Luckily enough, Freiburg is here to help mop this up, I was going to say. But oh no, it's gotten messy. Freiburg is still hanging around. Brolin's retrieved an AK though. This was a full USP round from Fnatic, and we're into a 2-on-2. Forest and Exist, they don't want to get embarrassed like this. They smoke off mid, and Forest posts himself up in the window. About to come through this is Flusher. Forest hopping on down, gives Flusher a bit of a timing now where he can try and get out into this middle area. He's waiting for Brolin to do a lap and come and join him. Secure a foothold in mid because they don't want to risk just losing a man to the push. There's still very much a chance for Fnatic here.
Well, that's not ideal now, is it? Little Richard's going to get burnt out of the back of the site, and that's going to leave him to reposition himself.
That there is devastating. Luckily enough, Exist gets a kill from this position, but yeah, this isn't where he wanted to be. And shout out to Forest for making this round. Fnatic's defuse comes in, and Brolin delivering 4 kills,
Good
2 of
grief.
which with a USP in a full eco round from Fnatic. They find a second and they put it on the board. Forest, he mustn't like Exist that much. Mollied him out of position. I hope there's something Dig are laughing about. That's the thing, they're a pretty cheery group of guys. But still, like, this isn't the round you want to be giving over. You know, like, no matter how much you try and laugh that off, oh, that is devastating that that's how it falls apart.
You lost to a $300 investment at the end of the day, and that was that smoke on the mid-cross. So Fnatic, wow, what a round. Not one you can bank on, but they will certainly take it. And JW's taken a man out of middle. We quickly responded, though. Halzerk. No more shots at the bodies this time, but it will be an early trade to put things in a 4-on-4. And with the less players alive for Dig, the more those guns can spread over. So at least we have 3 rifles in play, armed and dangerous. Halzerk waiting for the repeat, and he might just get it.
He might. Golden a little bit wiser, though. So far, Get Right trying to lead the charge out here on the catwalk, but Flush Up, well, he's not going to just give it up without at least taking down Exist. This has turned into a 2v3. Golden very, very low. 22 HP. He does have the kit. Brolin's going to be there trying to look at the site from CT spawn. This smoke on catwalk, they are well entrenched. Taps are not going the way either one of them want to. So they're going to back out. This looks like a round for Dignitas.
Yeah, Brolin needs to be careful with the bomb here. I mean, he's looking for cross players, and he will get right, but there's going to be more where that came from. His legs shown. He can't see a player here, but he will go wide and get the job done. Nice shots from Brolin. He's definitely dead to the bomb on this health, so he needs to run. Oh, he dodges the orb. Brolin, get out of there, buddy. It's going to be a round regardless for Dig, and the AK does get saved. So that's decent for Fnatic. They get out with guns alive, but they do lose the round, and that's not what they had in mind. Halzerk with some big trading as well into JW early on, not letting that orb get off to a good start. And Get Right again, just crucial double entry into the site as well. Continuing his performance across this entire series.
That almost felt like a kind of like long-range bait and switch from Dig, right? They have the AK firing down mid, and that leaves JW feeling confident enough to take the peak. And when he deals with the first guy, he sees a bunch more players down towards Suicide, so he thinks, well, they're dueling me with AKs, I can take this fight. And as he peeks out, that's when Halzerk deals with him. So kind of a cool little idea, but this round has not gotten off to a swimming start here for Dig. They've lost 3 players in the blink of an eye. The bomb is a part of that. And it's only Forest left. 1v5 required. 1:30 on the clock. And likely he's already turning towards saving this orb. But the problem is that Fnatic are going to be all over you. They are already back here in T-Spawn.
Oh my God, look at Flusher.
Who is going to check for Flusher? No one's going to check for Flushers. Surely, right? This isn't a position you're ready for. And this could be a knife in the 3rd map of the series. Come on.
This is a knife, 110%.
He's ducking underneath the Flusher. Ooh, no. Forest, turn around. He's behind you. Oh, no. Flusher gets it. And we knew it was coming. It was only a matter of when. Not so much if. And there it is.
Yeah. Pulls out his katana, slices and dices him.
Flusher studies the blade, okay? While you were out there, you know, retiring, he was studying the blade. And for good reason. That's a big round for Fnatic. No AWP saved here for Dig, and get right on a hero AK in a force buy round, just looking to hit that B bomb site nice and quickly. Fnatic throwing a Molotov. It could make Dig go for a contact play late. They don't have the utility to smoke this off. One smoke. Oh, wow, they go for it. I was going to say, they might rather save that for the door, but they'll just go fast into the site. Brolin is waiting, and Golden's gone. Get right with the kills to make things happen, and Dig are in B. This could be their round on Eco, because we know it. We've said it. Dust 2, very hard to retake that B site.
Damn near impossible in some instances.
Man, this series is great. Like, this series is stellar. This is a force buy from Dig, where they only really have pistols and a rifle on Get Right to try and get the job done, and they might manage it. Fnatic looking to come in for this retake. The mollies they hope can burn players out, and it does. Burn Halzerk down to the grave, 3-on-3. As this retake tries to kick up a notch, and out from the window, it's Flusher dealing with one. Get Right still alive!
No.
And how's he managed that? 4 kills in the round for Get Right, and Dig put a 4th on the board on the back of it. We are well and truly in the time vortex now. Dig sit in the lead, 4-3 up with a stellar clutch from Get Right.
JW, man, he comes through the door here. Get Right just, after this, Get Right turns around. He should be dead. He's getting dinged. You can see the blood on the wall. And JW, I don't know what happens, but he puts him down to sub 10 HP and doesn't finish the job. Maybe ran out of ammo, maybe with the shots. But whatever it was a great spray from Get Right. An excellent conversion as Dig get rid of more pistols.
Yeah, absolutely the best time for you to tell everybody you know. Go ahead and open your Steam friends. Go ahead and get on Discord. Tell them all about what you're watching here. Fnatic and Dig, this is a special matchup. And even on the outset of that, we're going to have Astralis Vitality coming up next in a best of 3, which is certainly something you could set in for the long haul for as well. Here in this ESL 1 Road to Rio, the group stages will carry on. 25-22 in the second map, 19-17 in Train. I'd say we're on the path to something repeated here in the map of Dust 2.
Yeah, maybe a quad overtime trace. We've only had 3 in the previous map. That doesn't feel like enough, so...
Mate, the longer, the more we can get out of this series, the better. And
yeah, Astralis Vitality, by the way, is going to get delayed heavily because of this game, which is our next matchup, obviously.
And by delayed heavily, I mean, it should start, you know, pretty much at the conclusion of this. Obviously, there's some formalities that have to be taken care of.
That game was scheduled for 10 minutes ago, though. So that you know, shows you where we're at right now.
It's true.
This one really has been a barn burner and gone longer than any series we've done here so far. And I still want more. My hunger is yet to be satisfied.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? You think about the OTs, what? We've had 4 of them in total. 4 times 6 is what? 28? 24? 24? Nailed 24. That one.
Wait, what did you just say?
24. I don't know, mate.
He said 24.
Yeah, I said 24 the whole time. And, you know, that's basically a whole extra map. So this has been like a 4-map best of 3, and I'm very, very happy about it. The more I get to see Get Right wrecking pools in the server, the better. And, well, this round could be more of the same. It's another pistol investment from Fnatic. However, we've seen them do pretty well in the past. I thought it was Freiburg who got that kill. That's why I just paused for a moment. I was like, what? But no, it was it was Get Right delivering right when we wanted him to over towards the long doors. He catches JW trying to aggress. In response to that, Dig just blindside this A site knowing they can get in. They've carved a bit of a path. And in this round, the pistols aren't going to find anything for Fnatic. It will be that 5th round, that coveted 5th round on the board for the Dig squad.
Easy does it on the Antico. Not a single death. Forrest gets very close. He pokes his head through, but he will come out unscathed relatively. 5-3 to Dignitas with 5 alive in the previous, and that Mag 10 gets insta upgraded or traded over. Exist. If he takes that off spawn, he could hit the B bomb site with his spawn. So we'll see what the decision is to be made here for Dig.
I think you put the AWP into Halzerk's hand. Force is going to elect to go towards B.
Yeah, I mean, not using the Mac 10 for what I thought, but it is going down suicide very fast. So let's see how quickly Dignitas can get through these doors if that is their plan. Exist toying with the idea, but just spotting for Fnatic right now. Nothing to be seen, nothing to be heard. It's a very passive, safe round for Fnatic. They don't have the AWP, and so they're kind of just locking in, hoping for Dig to commit into the stack. 3 on A side, 1 in the spawn, and 1 on B. Mid to be boost as well coming through. So Brolin is in, or Golden is in very good position, thanks to Crims. And this looks like it could end B, right? It's a standard default with Dig taking cap, but once they throw that cross smoke on the A site, that's when you decide, like, you can go back to lower, you can drop into mid, but right now with a man out long as well, seems like Dig want to take this A site.
Well, these smokes go down to try and allow the cross from Catwalk, and this is where we're going to see Get Right and Forest now start to pick up the pace over at long. Exist dives to his demise over here in CT, and oh no, Get Right hasn't checked for JW. Oh dear, there's a kill, and there is still Forest floating around towards the long side. He can come in and deal with JW, so they do get revenge for the man down in the pit. But a 3-on-3 retake, not impossible for the Fnatic squad. Setting up over towards Catwalk, all 3 players here. Molotov on Forest could stand to make things very difficult, and that's even if you can get past Halzerg, which apparently Fnatic cannot. Golden, now alone, offers himself up as well, and it's Halzerg delivering 3 kills to put a 6th on the board for Dig. Stepping back into the shoes from Overpass, he's looking to bring the heat here now with that AWP in hand.
Yeah, again, Fnatic on Eco as well. Dig are really sending it to them on this T side. It's a great showing from all of them, really, and Halzerg especially. The one Norwegian and a server of Swedes.
Surrounded almost.
Yeah. In every direction. Wow. Little grenade on long. Exist is going to go ahead of it, though. No fear as he takes down Brolin, and Dig, again, on this long position, can just commit to the A site up against Eco. This is a really safe way of playing around Ecos. The longest avenue in the map. I guess apart from middle, but this is very open as well. No doors in the way. Just got to worry about the car, and that's already been Molotov. So Dig have cleared out that close position, and they can begin whenever they want to move up. Right now, they're hoping to see if Fnatic go for anything with control still towards tunnels and lower. Forest is watching for any shenanigans. But there are the flashes on the long cross, and Dig can make their way to the site.
Oh, Get Right opening up. Halzerg helping out. It's still hidden over at Gandalf as JW, but not for long. That Molotov forces him into the open. And it's only Golden left in the blink of an eye. He does dig down Forest, and that is now an AK that can be retrieved and held onto. And that's actually pretty important for Fnatic. They're going to duck out of here. It's going to allow this next buy to have all the utility they need. You're not going to see any players limited. You know, Flusher certainly could have fallen under that category, having a lot less money than the rest of the team in this round. But will he get away with the AK?
I don't know. He's a very sneaky little fella here, isn't he? Oh. Not quite that sneaky.
Yeah, you can see that. Even if they're looking at the ground, if you focus and you're above window, you can always see it. It's just about, you know, like, if you're not looking for it, you're not going to see it. So Get Right, very aware, very attentive to that position, and not letting anyone get away with guns today. He was just waiting for Golden to stand back up anyway, just to guarantee the shot, solidify the kill, and keep Dig on the T side looking good. 7-3. When will Fnatic break this? It's been 4 in a row on the rifles. 2 of them eco rounds, of course. Halzerg's taking his ult B for a pick, but no one offering anything up right now. He might have to just go through this molly. Late, smoke on it. Golden alone. It's a perfect round to rush B. No one's close. Fnatic have 4 on the A site right now. They didn't even have mid control. So the fact that Golden goes down without a kill to his name means this round, again, might be done in an instant. There's no kits for Fnatic, and they don't want to give away a glass cannon AWP in a retake such as this.
Yeah, a volatile retake, right? We talked a little bit about retaking that B site and just how hard it can be. And in this instance, it's not even worth it. Fnatic try to hold on to the AWP, Get Right. Having a quick stroll around. He's going to run into a formidable foe of Brolin, drop his own rifle. So doesn't matter at the end of the day. Dignitas will pick up an 8th round. And so far, a good showing for him here on their T side.
So something else that I think is pretty intriguing about this Dig squad, right, is like you think, right, when you think about legends of the game, these are probably the names that kind of spring to mind, you know? And I think when we saw them approaching the end of like the NIP project in the form where it was this squad, they'd kind of been stuck in like a bit of an echo chamber, you know? Like no one had really seen life outside of NIP. And now, upon returning to this Dig squad, obviously you've got Get Right and Forest coming over from the NIP squad most recently. So they did stay together. But obviously playing with a whole host of new teammates in there, having to get used to new styles of Counter-Strike, adapting to the new meta. And then you look at, you know, the IGL of Exist. He moved around. He was on FaZe. He was on Fnatic. He was here, there, and everywhere. So for every one of these guys, even though it felt like they'd kind of reach like their peak, they went out and they very much expanded their horizons.
Yeah.
You know, you think about Freiburg as well playing in Heroic. They've all done it. They've all seen other sides of the coin. And now they join back up together years later with all that knowledge, all that experience gained from playing with other teammates. And I feel like that's why we're seeing this Dig squad looking so re-energized and so new in the server. JW here, over towards short side, does best Forest on the entry. Now going to try and batten down the hatches. He holds down for the long haul as he gets off towards ramp. Crim's taking up his position inside of the site, and JW nails Halzerk now. Freiburg has dropped down, and he comes in, but he's saved, bailed out by Golden. JW still alive. Exist hops on down and goes down as well. Get Right is dropped. And Fnatic will put a 4th round on the board, keeping it damn near flawless in the process.
What a legend Golden was in that round, right? I thought the big story was going to be Crims. He swapped position with JW inside of the site, and that could have been awful for Dig if they didn't realize it, and why would they with the smokes down? But Golden covers the cross. JW's on ramp, about to die from the side, and then Golden just kills him from CT. Even follows up with 3 in the round. I'm sure we'll see them here and now. Just really nice stuff from Golden. So
yeah, that switch inside of the site, I was really hoping to see how that one played out, but it didn't quite matter. Here we go. Halzerk, straight aggression out the mid doors. He's going to check face there towards Game Helper, Car, whatever you want to call it. But it's Get Right with the opening kill in the round towards Long.
Yeah, just kills everywhere. Forest got one on B, Get Right on A. Wherever Fnatic look, they see corpses of their teammates, and they've got to gamble. Leaning towards B right now. That's the idea here for Fnatic, and it might be the right one. Oh, big kill for Halzerk. If JW gets that and crosses towards B without Fnatic or without Dig realizing, they could have been triple stacked inside of the site. Flusha is an absolute madman, and he's going to knife Halzerk in the back as Dig set up for a B take. They're going to bail. That's a good decision. They realize with a man in middle, there's often going to be a dude in the site as well, and Dig don't want to walk into the stack.
That's 2 knives for Flusha now.
3 in the series.
Dig are not being discreet about this rotation, so Golden and Flusha gonna try and get ahead of it. However, that's a pretty tall order. Flusha, let's see what he can bring to the table in this one. First kill on to Get Right found from Golden. Flusha gets cut down. Freiburg inside of the site solidifies that 9th on the board for Dig, and digs them out of the hole that Fnatic were looking to put them in. Reinvestment going to come back through from Fnatic, but it's a bit of a troublesome time. Thankfully, Daddy Flusha has plenty of pocket money for Brolin. He can drop a gun over. You get a replay of the knife as well. And that's so ballsy from Flusha to go for that, because, you know, there could have been more players waiting in mid. He could have just got shot in the back and not had any say in that round. But it's a nice little confidence booster. Speaking of confidence boosters, Halzerk has dealt with a man trying to cross to B, and now we likely just see a B play, and that looks to be the decision. Forest runs through the Molotov. Brolin tries to help out, but doesn't find anything, and this should just be the save. You don't even attempt this if you're Fnatic. If Dig don't give away a kill, boom. Nope. Then yeah, you don't even give this a look in.
And you can see Fnatic trying to patch this problem, right? They're adjusting setups and changing players around. That round is Brolin and B, not Golden. And like, no matter what they do, these B rushes have been so good for Dignitas. Obviously, it helps that Halzerk gets that cross down, you know, down from spawn. But yeah, you can't rely on that. And Dig still go for the B rush. Really, really good stuff. 10 rounds on this T side. And it feels like, you know, the more you bully Halzerk, the better he is. I'm thinking back to overpassing that OT. I'm thinking back to last round, getting knifed and then getting the cross shot. Like, this dude, you know, relatively inexperienced at the top level, and he is looking so comfortable right now in this roster.
Certainly, as it stands, one of Norway's finest. Now is a decider here. Of course, we did kind of show you there a round or two back as to the next game that started over on the C stream phase in Movie Star Riders, just getting underway. And after this matchup, Nip and Fnatic, or excuse me, Dig and Fnatic. Damn it, I did it, didn't I?
It's happened to all of us now.
Well, I was going to say after that it's a Strauss vitality, but all the wind's out of my sails now. So
also, I love, man, we could get right on before this, and he was seeming really positive, like, you know, seemed like he was feeling good, even though like he was being very honest with us about where Dig are at. Man, he is showing up in the server. You know, back on Overpass, he was the guy who kickstarted it for Dig. And the same can be said even back on Train. Here on Dust, he's leading the way by a huge margin. And this has been the case for Dig. Normally, Get Right is the guy to get the ball rolling. And then you've got the rest of the team picking it up, showing up to close out these rounds. Forest down here in mid, spots Brolin over in the window. But this isn't a fight to be won by Dig just yet. Looking like they want to try and ease into a mid to B play. And with no one holding CT, this is a potential vulnerability for Fnatic.
Yeah, the old crunch. But Fnatic want double B, right? They don't want to weaken their A defense, but they also don't want to lose B because of one gunfight and then the round be over. So they've double set up inside of the site. Of course, yes, you say it, mid is open. But Fnatic should realize soon that this is going to be a B play, right? They've seen nothing anywhere else on the map. And JW can flank Catwalk aggressively if he wants to take risks. 40 seconds as Dig enter the site. Brolin sprays, he gets one. If he doubles it, that's excellent work. He can afford to go down now, but he's not looking to do so. Just stalling inside of the site, letting contact be made by his teammate, and Flusher finds another double as well. One by one, Dignitas fall in this round. It's all on Freiburg for the 11 rounds in the half. That's what he's looking for, but it might not be realistic.
Ooh, he's given up his position. He heard the footsteps back in CT, and Freiburg is looking more antsy than ever. Flash to try and get him in. He spots Brolin, and Brolin deals with him. 5 on the board for Fnatic, but Dig still on double digits here. 10-5 in our third and final map. Dig leading the way. Can Fnatic pull it back, or will Dig be causing a bit of an upset today? Join us after a quick break to find out. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to kickstart this second half of play. 10-5, currently in the way of Dignitas. And of course, this is the ESL 1 Road to Rio. Tons of Counter-Strike being played globally in an effort to get to that rescheduled major. Now, what I'm hoping we can do here is get this pistol round underway, and perhaps if we're lucky, sooner rather than later, Bastion could shut off the X-Ray, and we're going to take a look at just how skillful it takes to play in this game.
Yeah, this is a fast B play. We're going to get to see what Exist sees, and there you go. You see how little he gets to see. Freiburg now barreling in for his turn, and he's shot out of the round. For Forest, Get Right, and Halzerg, they've got to wait and try and retake this site in a 3-on-4. Crim's going to set up down beneath the window. The rest of Dig backing out. Maybe going to try and reroute through the tunnels, or maybe...
Yeah, they're looking for a bit of a two-pronged attack here, but the time is starting to tick away. JW's onto it. The jig is up for Get Right, who tried to go through lower. He's still going to battle it out. A little bit of damage done on both sides, but it's not going to be enough. This bomb has ticked down ever so far. JW winning the duel in tunnels certainly helps to make a case for Fnatic winning a pistol here. Couple trades, but overall it does not matter. Fnatic pick it up and put a 6th one on the board. They are still down by 4.
I barely gauged who killed who in that one. Like, without X-Ray, it is so hard.
And that is just how fast, the reactions are. And that's one of the things, like, as observers watching this game, we can't help but be biased to the few extra bits of, I say few, like, we get all the information,
Right.
And even the outlines kind of hide, like, how hard a lot of these shots are to hit. You might think they're a pretty small change in, like, the grand scheme, because it is just a little yellow or blue outline. But my word, does it actually make a hell of a difference.
It makes a viewer, I would think, respect and appreciate some of the shots that we see moreover, because I think sometimes people tune in and just watch this and think we're playing some sort of, like astronauts fighting astronauts game, people glowing through the wall. Maybe not astronauts fighting each other, but, Space
like
Force
wizards.
stuff.
I mean, that's
wizards
why,
and pixies.
That's why, and that's another thing that doesn't necessarily translate to someone who hasn't played this game. It's not a point-and-click simulator. It's not a game where movement doesn't, isn't held into account. You have to be standing still to be accurate. So there's just so many, jiggling, ADing, going wide, like so many different ways to take fights, and it's not as simple as just aiming at the enemy. You have to combine it with good movement. And you can see that's what Halzerg's doing here on the A site, jiggling, going in for picks with the scout. Does find some damage, but won't find much more. Fnatic now setting up those cross smokes to commit. And Halzerg, he is on his own here right now. There are players coming in through CT, but they are going to get smoked off.
Whew. Lands a shot on the Brolin. They're very low on this Fnatic side. They're going to try to cross in. That Molotov going to site's going to prove to be a little bit of a problem. Halzerg is stuck. And now just looking to land anything that'll stick. Get Right, pushes through the smoke, gets 2 with a deagle, and that bodes well going forward. Forest in a 1v2. They're going to smoke off Catwalk, but I don't see that slowing the man down. Here comes the tree himself. Takes down Flusha. Now in a 1v1. JW offering it up to him, and he grabs it. He's going to grab a round here for Dignitas, and that, my friends, is a good look.
Wow. That was the anti-eco. That was supposed to be Fnatic's. This is their comeback, and Forest has just laid that to rest. On top of that, we talk about how Fnatic have low HP players. It doesn't really matter. Forest just comes in and deags them both down, shoots them in the face. Double nade towards the spawn. That was great work from Get Right as well. And you look at Forest go here. Even not the first shot, and that's more impressive than hitting the first shot, because once you've whiffed it, your gun's going to get more inaccurate anyway. And Forest, he does not care. He has brought the heat here. Maybe having a slower game for him, but in the round that matters, he steps up. JW drops Halzerg in middle, shooting the dead body just to make it really obvious. Advantage for Fnatic in this round, but this round is already a rough spot to be in with CZs in play.
I love that they're even BMing from top mid. You think that's, you think you're safe if you're Halzerg? Nah, man. JW still shooting at the body.
Or he was trying to shoot that rifle away. I mean, either way, still looks cool from our perspective. Double nades on the Catwalk. Brolin's going to be there on the other end of it. It's not going to do any damage to him. And now Fnatic are going to back out, trying to split a little bit of mid control here with a little bit of an upper B presence. It's going to be Get Right that answers the call in middle, and Forrest is going to have to hold his own, hitting some ridiculous taps from the back of the platform. Good grief. Just Crims, 1v3. Nets himself a pretty cool scout, but all things considered, even with the bomb in his hands, he's got his work cut out for him.
And this is, you know, this is Fnatic after losing that anti-eco, right? This is what they were left with. This was their best gun. So, not exactly a good situation to be in. And Dig, assuming they get 12 rounds here, they're going to go up 13-6 without... Ooh, okay, maybe I'm speaking too soon.
See ya.
Maybe I am, because Crims, he's got not only a one-on-one that he wins, but the site for free. They're going to have to play retake here.
Yeah, Freiburg got all that information because Crims did not shy away from the fact that he's there. He knows that with this time he has to clear out a little bit of the site before he goes for a plant. He gets it down, but now a little bit of a pincer here.
Oh, he spots Freiburg, trying to take the peak, and Freiburg holds the line, not going to miss that shot. And that's a key duel for Freiburg to win out, because if that goes one-on-one and Crims is given a moment, right, to regain some composure in the site after separating 2 1v1s, then there's a chance that can go awry for Dig. But Freiburg keeps it under control. Forest with 3. And a 12th round on the board for Dig. You bang on, Hugo. This is going to leave Fnatic with not much to work with in this round. They can invest in some pistols thanks to getting that bomb planted. But it should be a 13th round for Dig before all is said and done, and that buy comes in for the Fnatic squad.
Yeah, Forrest, one of these, you know, really exciting up-and-coming Swedish players. We haven't really seen any play styles quite like. I'm kidding. Forrest has been around, I think Harry said, since the beginning of time, and no one can refute that. Moreover, the history books are going to note it too. Dignitas, well in control currently, 12-6, and they have the rifles.
Yeah, talking of the age as well, right? Like, Dig, these guys, if we look at their aggregate age, like average age across the team, these guys have the, obviously, unsurprisingly, pretty high one in comparison to the rest of the top 10. Theirs is 27.9. The next closest team in the top 10 is Vitality. And I think they're at 25. I'll just double check, 24.5.
So Boomer Esports.
Boomer Esports, yeah. But, you know, like, it's impressive that Dig are doing this well when, you know, there's always that question that gets brought up, like, how long can you play this game? When do reaction timings fall off? And the answer to these questions, we don't know, because there are still these players hanging around 20 years later and performing, you know, not at their peak, but performing excellently. And, I mean, the score is enough. 12-6, beating Fnatic, who certainly have some young guns on their side. Halzuk, though, a big weapon. And a big kill to find. Brolin going down on the site. And he's going to back off to long. Give Fnatic A. This is very common on these decos to just let the Ds get control, give them the plant, and play retake. It's a safe way of doing it. And you have the round lead to give away the money. You're not worried about that if you're Dig. So grouping up in a 5-on-4 and playing together. Limited utility is always a problem, though.
How's that going to throw this cat molly that we've seen a hell of a lot? And with the bomb planted for Catwalk, that's great because it keeps 2 of these players locked out of the retake momentarily. Golden has to answer for a hell of a lot as he's left in the site alone. And he gets shut down. Flusher wrapping in through CT. Crims deeks down another. This could still get out of hand. That bomb ticking away. They've got to get on it. Flusher trying to deny it, but Get Right holds the angle. And just about a 13th on the board for Dig up against the pistols. It still gets very, very close. And if you're Fnatic, you're kind of happy with that at the least, because you're going to force rebuys across the board and keep yourself in this spot where you're 1 round win away from bringing Dig's economy down to its knees. And from then on in, you can look to make this comeback happen. So that's pretty important that they're able to get that pistol round so close heading into this first investment over on the T side.
And for Dig, they look at this. They're only 3 rounds for picking up the whole series. They've got a little bit to work with here in terms of a cushion. But they do not want to let Fnatic get back into this. There shall be no more knife casualties, according to Dig.
Slow and steady wins a race. So Fnatic will hold off into this round. Slow default, taking that catwalk, making sure tunnels is also covered. And a lot of pressure on B being put by Flusher as he throws all of his grenades into that site. We'll find nothing from it, but what that does often do is force out utility from the defensive side. Dignitas don't have a lot, though, so they'll be holding on to what they can here, which is no grenades inside of B. Get Right has a nade and a flash in the doors, but other than that, it's not really going to matter, because Fnatic aren't going B anyway. Dig have leaned over towards that site. Right now, the cat play is coming through. Halzuk Last Molotov in play, throws his out on Catwalk, and a fall back again. It's a similar situation to last, except this time Flush has run out mid, and he's traded 1-for-1. Halzek's double scope, and they walked in below his shot. He misses it. How is he still alive? Golden will find him. Halzek's 2 shots go to the wind, and Freiburg has to give them the A site. Forest can try and deny things, but the grenade is not good. It's not for Catwalk. It doesn't matter. Forest and Freiburg clean it up in the retake, and Dignitas are looking so crisp individually. Forest has had a great CT side. Dignitas were on 14.
That's something special right there. Even the double zoom, you think, okay, surely Halzek falls, the site falls, the bomb goes down, and it all kind of unravels for Dig. That veteran C is not going to be letting up anytime soon. They hold fast. They hold the line. Now just 2 rounds away from what I want to call just a flat-out, straight-up upset.
Yeah. And that's the thing that's so impressive is, like, now when you contextualize that first OT on Train, you realize that this A could have been closer, and B, like, Dig have kept this up throughout, and that is what is so impressive here. Going toe-to-toe with Fnatic, the best team in the world right now, and they might be about to run away with this series. Fnatic, though, want to have a bit more to say before all is said and done. They get out towards long, they start to make their way over towards the A side of the map. Halzek missed shot, and he's not going to get many more opportunities to connect these as they get up through the ramp. Get right, barrels through the smoke, and that's a little too fast, a little too overzealous with Brolin lying in wait on the other side. For Exist and Forest, the only decision might be to save, and it's a bit of a shame because Brolin and Crims are both tagged up. However, you know, they're not going to be the guys looking for contact first, and Dig are never to know this. They back out of the round, they hold on to these AKs, and so Fnatic will salvage a 7th round on the board.
Yeah, this Swedish party has delivered in spades. Now with a 7th round for Fnatic, we're going to see if they want to run it all the way back. We've gotten 2 games with overtimes thus far. And yes, that pushes us a little behind schedule, but that's okay. Astral's Vitality after this.
Does Flusher see Forest? I think he does. Yeah, he did. Oh, he saw the barrel sticking out. I noticed on the minimap, he was just hard fixed on that cubby. And his hunch was perfect. Now, can the plucky Swedish underdogs of Fnatic rise up and beat NIP? Wait, hang on. No, it's not.
That's not the narrative.
Wrong year, actually. Wait, no. Fnatic, best team in the world right now, have to try and make this comeback happen versus Dig. And, well, they do get one on the way to it. Halzek trying to take this fight down through mid. JW on the other side with an AWP. You don't envy Halzek in that one. And so he's just going for a few chance wallbangs with the scout. Doesn't find anything from it. Flusher opens this round up with a kill onto Freiburg. Man advantage taken. Damage done onto Halzek as well. The second time around, JW hits it, and as he often does, they'll send a few more through the doors after. Don't necessarily, this is BM, he'd say he's just trying to make sure that if they go to retrieve that scout, there's a chance he can just wallbang them. Forest is close in mid.
Nice.
Blows that nade.
What?
That's some
classic nades and Counter-Strike. Just clip the corners.
He wanted to blow the AK towards him, for anyone wondering. That should be pretty obvious, but nades don't work the way that you think they would.
Look at all this information. Exist has pushed all the way around the back along A. He knows that it's full of T-sided players. Brolin laid out mid's going to cause a problem for Get Right. Either way, Exist still on the fast flank. The last one left alive. Takes the shot onto Crims. Looks for the second one. It's JW with the op in the sight. And he's going to be able to get that bomb plant. This nade should land decently. I say that doesn't do a single point of damage, of course. And now it's Richard on the ramp. He's got to battle both Brolin and JW. That flash is going to come out, and the swing from JW over in quad is going to give him the kill with the deagle. We're going to see another round for Fnatic.
Yeah, big flash there because Exist had read that really well. You saw him looking at both positions. He was working it out. He realized the planter couldn't have run away to Cat. He didn't have time, and so he had to be Gandalf, and that was a Cat plant. So, you know, the rest is pretty clear to Exist. But not given a chance to make that 1 or 2 look interesting.
So just out of curiosity, since we have a second or two, the Gandalf name, where did that come from? Does anyone know?
I think it's
sorry?
I think in North America we call it quad, right?
Or
I don't know where it came from.
I don't know. I feel like it's just because, you know, like you sit
Some
there
wizardry
and
comes
you
on
shall not pass kind of thing, right? Like, you know, you can hold that corner. Maybe it's got some ties into the whole.
I think you're reaching.
Look, man.
Let's just call it quad. What do you guys think?
Nah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I like Gandalf.
Yeah.
You know, deserved a bit more of a shout out, really. Yeah, shout out Gandalf if he's watching.
Big fan.
I hope he's watching, man. I know he's a big fan of Counter-Strike.
Okay.
His favorite player is Hobbit.
Nice. Well, on that note, we're going to bail out, hit the bail switch, and see a Molotov get dropped there. Halzerk wants to play around in it. Trying to roast some marshmallows, it would appear.
Look at the nades. They're setting up nades towards tunnels from B, but the issue is flusha is walking up mid right now, and no one's watching, no one's aware, no one's considering it. He has got potential 3K inside of this site. Oh dear, they just spotted. Oh no, got to burn him out.
They got a little one in there. They got the flusha one, and the flusha radar's going off. Beep, beep, here he is. And it doesn't matter, he's still tearing them apart. It's only the pistols, right? And there it is. flusha shuts it down. 9th on the board for Fnatic. They're trying to make this comeback happen now.
Yeah.
Dig. First time they've really been in the position where it's them leading in a very big way over towards map point. Usually they've been the ones to begin the comebacks. And I know that's been different within the relative kind of, OTs that we've had. Back on Overpass, it was them to reach it first in OT. But here, it's an entirely different ball game because this decides the series. And so that pressure could be a bit different now for Dig. This is a game that they would have to be the ones to fumble to let Fnatic get back in.
Yeah, sometimes those last 2 rounds can be the hardest rounds around when Fnatic are trying their damnedest to keep this series going on. They do not want to lose this game because they want to go to Rio. And of course, the pride that stands alongside winning this matchup is huge for these Swedish guys. So right now, they might not have a choice. Bomb's been dropped in B. Forest with a grenade to make sure no one follows up. Fnatic might have to abandon this position, but they could get the grenade out before, this smoke fades. But Dig have pushed ahead of it, and that's a really heads-up play, holding onto the package, re-smoking things as well. Halzerk's come from lower, and that's such a confident play to make when you have the bomb down. You have no need to force gunfights, and Halzerk goes right behind Fnatic. They do not expect it. Crims, a clutch, a 1-on-3, often been the pillar of consistency for this team and the man to look towards even when things aren't going right. Will that continue today?
Yeah, Crims first going to look for Halzerk, who's gone missing down in the lower tunnels. Crims clearing this portion of the map, and that there will kind of solidify this knowledge that they are just holding down the bomb. Now, the odds of him finding anything in this round very much relies on Dig dropping the ball a bit and giving him some 1v1 fights. And so the thing here is Forest, or Freiburg rather, he's just tucked. He doesn't have to stand up. Forest will be the first point of contact, and then a triple peek will come through. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. Halzerk just beats them to the punchline. It's match and series point for Dig versus Fnatic. You heard that correctly, 15-9. Dig may be about to run away with this series with the newly crowned best in the world on the other side. Fnatic maybe about to have this one slip through the net. And what a story it would be, especially because it's been Get Right and Forest, 2 of the names that we've been looking to step up and make these rounds look like a possibility. Exist gets tagged on the cross, but Fnatic aren't to know that. They do set up outside of the B site early on. And this is where that earlier damage onto Exist could prove paramount.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of overtimes in this series thus far, so you cannot discount that going into what could be the last round. Dig sit on 15. Well, Fnatic, they sit on the B halls. Not out just yet. JW still spotting middle with his AWP. Now they're going to go for it. 4 is good for 1. And another frag to be had on Exist in the back of the platform. So this bomb, well, it's going to get planted. And you can already see Dignitas. They're going to save here.
Yeah, I mean, Dignitas finally getting what happened to them, so what they did often to Fnatic in the first half, which is these annoying B crunches. Pretty continual for Fnatic. And one thing that Dig have been doing well, right, on the CT side is they've not necessarily been like out aiming Fnatic, but they've been out braining them. They've been playing really, really smart, in often giving away bomb plants. Look at those 4 rounds Dig have won, all of them being retakes. Dig often just peeling off long with the AWP on Halzerk, taking the long doors, giving Catwalk away, letting Fnatic plant A, and then retaking with an advantage. And that's been how a lot of these rounds have gone for Dig. And so that's put them in a very good position. So B, not the most retakeable, and Dig won't even consider it. They lose those 2 players, and they instantly throw in the towel. And now a 15-10 comeback for Fnatic. We saw Dig come back from 15-10 on Overpass, only to win it out in triple overtime. So you'd be a fool to think that this series is over because Dignitas have 15 rounds. So Let's see where Fnatic can take this one.
Yeah, as I said, this series has taught us quite a bit, and we're learning more and more about Dignitas. And right now, Fnatic are learning a little bit more than they care to. Might even have a little homework on the outset of this one. They try to brute force their way out of long A. It's going to be a flurry of flashes. Everybody's blind from here and back again. Now a little bit of a waiting game. They do have a player in pit in the form of Brolin. He's going to try to creep up. Maybe someone will give him a cheeky headshot to just run away with. But he's going to get out of the pit. They're going to give up this position. And for all Dignitas knows, they're not in the B tunnels. They could certainly be out long. That's going to pose to be a little bit of a problem. Flusha finds the push from Exist. Richard is going to have to wait out another round. And well, that gives Flusha the opportunity to try to recontain these halls, recontrol them.
Oh, JW, though, he's going to extend things here. Now, there is a man to watch out for in middle still after that kill, but AWP firing off here has put Fnatic in a 5-on-3. Reaction from Freiburg is to aggress Catwalk. He's found a good timing to do so. Bomb drop, doesn't want to hang around for too long. Forrest tries to help him out, but instead he will be taken down. Freiburg, how on earth is he alive? Dropping another man yet. Fnatic should just split B. They've got the information. They spotted both players, and they know exactly where Dig are contained. Bomb plant can be allowed, and Dig going to go for the boost here. Oh, Flusha spamming it. Not ready for the second player up top, but get right. One trade and a 1-on-2 with Brolin cutting off middle.
Yeah, he has no idea about Brolin. He's assuming that both these players are in the site. Now he's wondering, well, where the heck did I get shot from? I guess it was middle. Yeah. Oh, they're both so low, both on 16 HP as well.
It's not that he knows
doable, that. But Get Right doesn't know, and so he just has to back away. And, you know, I think as well, he kind of realizes it. Like, there were two ways, once learning Brolin was in mid, that could have gone down, right? Either Brolin, after missing that spray, Get Right immediately turns and is able to find that fight, or he just hard commits B from the offset.
Right.
And so that kind of indecisiveness where he kind of weighed up his options and then looks back to here mid, and he hears Brolin running through the lower tunnels. He knows Brolin's already gotten away, right? So suddenly that B site does become a 1v2 again. And so Get Right just plays it safe, plays it by the numbers, will allow Fnatic to put another round up on the board, edging us ever closer to another overtime in this series. Now just 4 between them and Dig. Dig, with no money left, going to be relying on Get Right to deliver with this AWP in this round. He's got the long spawn, so he runs towards there early. However, Fnatic are not going to be found at long. It's an all-out B play. They know the money isn't there for Dig. They know that at the worst-case scenario, right, even if there's a full-on stack at this B site, you're only going to be up against the pistols, and that doesn't happen, especially not with Golden holding mid. He spotted that, you know, there wasn't just a bunch of dudes running across, so they felt pretty safe in all of that.
What's that smell? Is someone cooking overtime in the kitchen?
Oh, someone burned the overtime again. JW dropping a big old grenade, but unfortunately, for him at least, it's not good for any kills. They're going to pull some fights here and spawn. Try to recover some weapons. $15 to 12. Fnatic keep the pressure on Dignitas.
Golden, got to be careful here. There's an AWP on the other side. But he's going to get away. Actually, I say that. Smoke down, playing inside of it. Does have cover from Cribs, luckily enough. But Brolin's dead. That's a gun lost. Luckily for Fnatic, they're against 15. So money is but an object at this point. They can just continue to buy with no worry about, you know, running low. Maybe 5 auto snipers would be crossing the line, but other than that, they can pretty much go however they want. Fnatic, they like an auto sniper or 2 in T-spawn.
There is a very heavy B spawn in this round as well for Fnatic, right? They have no one long side, so I imagine we're at least going to have to test the waters with a few players towards this B site, and they run the gauntlet down through mid as well. Dig might get blindsided by the pace of this. Brolin's already out in mid. They're splitting B, and this has been telegraphed now. There's some level of understanding from Dig, but there's only so much they can do in response. They try and get through the mid-smoke, and to their demise, Forrest does win a duel onto Brolin, and that's going to stop Fnatic in their tracks, because suddenly this B site isn't a guarantee anymore. And there's another for Forrest. He drops Golden.
Oh, man.
Man advantage now in favor of Dig, in a round that was looking to be fast and ferocious from Fnatic. It's now slowed right down. as they sit in a 3-on-4, no control. Whatever they did have earlier on has been rescinded, and they've now got to try and spread out to retake this map. But that kill from Crims onto Halzerg has opened up a world of opportunity once again. They try and get up towards short, and they've got Freiburg trapped. The A site has been gifted over on a silver platter to Fnatic. Exist is flanking down through the lower tunnels. Freiburg up from CT has to do it all as he stands here alone. He does deal with JW, leaving them in a 2-on-2, and he just hides, waiting for Exist to join the fray.
Exist can flash his teammate into a fight if he wants to. It goes both ways. Utility on either side of Dig as they set up for this retake, but contact being made and damage traded in the favor of Fnatic. Flash is bad, it doesn't do a thing. They dodge it, Flusher can fight ahead of it. Crims will join him. Fido jumping and into the waiting arms of Flusher. Great round for Fnatic. And that's an example of when it's good to know when to slow down, when to stop. And I don't think GetRight was ready for Fnatic to pull the brakes there. Why would you be? When you see those fast mid to Bs, Fnatic gets spotted by the cross. There's Halzerg AWPing A site. He's watching mid and he misses a shot. Fnatic go, okay, they know what we're doing. They've seen this, they're watching it from A. So we probably shouldn't split B because the B players are ready for it. And so Fnatic turn around. And while doing so, GetRight dives through middle. And that gives a free kill, the advantage away at Fnatic, and they can just slow draw out the round off the back of that advantage.
And that gives a very, very crucial tactical timeout to come in for Fnatic as well. And surely Dignitas can appreciate that. They can respect that as they sort of need to work on some things on their own end as well. Halzerg on an AWP. They're going to put some pistols beside it. Again, this is match point for Dig. They are sitting on series point, and we've already seen some overtimes. Will there be more? We're certainly working on it. A good case being made by Fnatic to give us just that, and especially for a guy like Flush at 26-17 in regulation thus far, and only topped by Forest at 27-18.
Wow, the pistol's in play, and the AWP on Halzerg looking for a boost kill. Oh, he's got it. JW's gone down early. That's a massive frag for Dig. Now, this still shouldn't, I say shouldn't, be a round that they can convert with 4 players unarmed and 4 unarmored. But Dig have at least done the dirty work, taken the AWP out of the picture early on. Crims has picked it up to try and respond. And Forest has even pushed as well. Now, aggressing in an advantage is dangerous for Dig. Oh, but Forest has found the perfect timing. He's also given away his position, so it doesn't last long. Crims is quick to trade right back with the AWP, and Fnatic need to run a painfully slow round. They are just waiting for Dig to walk into their arms, and Dig are doing that and more, giving them kills. Golden eventually gets his gun back in his hands, but he should give away the B tunnels here for now, not wanting to lose that bomb to Dig, who've spotted it on that side of the map, but they also know it's rotating.
And Dig gave a lot of emphasis and a lot of attention to B early on in this round. They left A pretty much complete path wide open up catwalk. That may come back to haunt them. Long A is completely open. This A side is abandoned, and now it looks like Dig just want to flex on wherever the bomb gets planted. Flash out middle. Brolin's going to try to peek a little bit. Maybe he can find one for himself or take this AWP out of the hands of Exist. They've gambled on this B side of things, and well, that chip stack's about to move on over to the Fnatic side.
Yeah, GetRight, the only guy who could have heard this gets shut down over here in mid. So for Exist and Freiburg, this will just be the save. Fnatic are taking us to a 14th. We're going the full 30 rounds as a bare minimum. Dig, they've got one more chance to close this series out here and now in this following round, or else we will be heading to another overtime, our 5th in this series. Craziness. At this point, I would feel upset if we don't get another OT, right? Like, if every other map has had it apart from the Decider, well, then the Decider was garbage. Yeah. I mean, that's not entirely true. This has been a great match of Dust 2. Dust 2 is usually not a very fun map either.
Well, hold on one second before we do jump in overtime. Of course, now just formalities at the end of this round.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was just checking that myself. Over on what is the C stream, Movie Star Riders up 14-3 on Overpass, FaZe on T side. And that does not look like it's fun. Alex on 21-7, LOL 14-11.
Upsets all across the board today. Well, maybe. Also maybe not, because Dig, they've had a hell of a streak, a hell of a lead, and Fnatic have pulled quite the comeback on this T side. They have won 8 out of the last 9 rounds. Took me a second there, but quite the recovery from Fnatic. Is it all in vain, though, or is it going to take us a little bit further as we look for the bonus rounds? We've had them in both maps so far. 3 in Overpass, 1 in Train. Can only imagine for the streak to continue here.
And it's another one of these very, very slow rounds from Fnatic. This is where Dig are likely not going to bother pushing, right? They don't want to be giving anything away. You've seen Fnatic moving into these slower holds as they've adjusted to the aggression that Dig have been pulling in. And so as a result, Dig are a lot more reserved in this round. As well as that, no one holding the catwalk leaves this as a major vulnerability. Halzerk's going to move back in. He's playing the crossroads. This gives him, 1 shot's worth of engagement, and then he needs to start to think about falling back to join up with Freiburg.
Yeah, they want to flash Halzerk off. Decent idea they have that he's holding this elbow angle towards catwalk from long, from the car, and he still is. However, the brunt of the Fnatic hit looks to want to look at middle. They're going to start to walk it on out, smoke him out for CT. Get right. He's about to have his hands full.
It's a great gamble for Dig. 3 on the B-bomb site. No one's checking anything. They've got 2 advantages. Fnatic have been going B all half long, and Dig read into it in the most important round of all. They can't even get the bomb back. Get right going in with a nade, and it's done. It's over. It's out of here. Dignitas 16-14 on the 3rd, the final map, and they will take the series versus the best in the world. What a game. What a matchup. And we're going to talk to them